You want your toddler to stop hitting. Consequences and saying no is only going to get them halfway there. Here's what else you need. We know from research that using play actually makes it easier for little kids to learn skills like emotional regulation, impulse control, aka how to stop themselves from hitting when they're frustrated, overwhelmed, or excited. This literally comes from research that people have done. You can pause to read this, but it tells us that using play to teach skills helps our little ones learn more, have better attention, better motivation, etc. Helps build those skills into their brain much more quickly than just consequences, discipline, or telling them no 500 times. For example, when we're in Target and my 3-year-old wants a toy and I say, hey, we're not going to get that toy today, instead of him just having huge tantrum and meltdown because he's disappointed, we've used games to practice how for him to handle his frustration, disappointment, that doesn't turn into a huge tantrum, screaming, hitting, kicking, all of these things that are not actually appropriate. For example, doing his wiggle arms, saying like, oh, Mom, I'm so frustrated, right? And he's 3 now, he's practiced it, so he can do this when he's frustrated. It's regulating his actual body, he's expressing his emotions in a healthy way, and then he takes a deep breath and I say, I hear you. Do you want a hug? And we have a hug and then we move on. We've used play and games and now he has that skill so it doesn't automatically turn into tantrums in the middle of Target because I said no, where he's screaming and kicking and crying on the floor in disappointment, which is like life-saving as a mom, especially with 3 kids who are 5, 3, and 1. So we've got a lot of big feelings, a lot of big emotions in our family, and we actually have very minimal amount of huge meltdowns or tantrums because we've incorporated these games and activities into our daily life. If you want to know what sort of games and activities you can use for your little ones, whether they're 1 or 7 or anywhere in between, to help them learn how to regulate their emotions and their big feelings in more appropriate ways, then that's exactly what I teach in my Wild Hands activity guide.